I live with my family. Right now, we are in my house now. So I stay with my family together with my 3 children. When I was growing up, I thought going to work was a difficult thing. But when I gave birth, I realized that, in fact, parenting is very difficult. It's a very difficult task to look after children.
I recollect spending lots of time in the labor and delivery unit with the midwives, who were my teachers then. So I always say doctors learn from midwives. I don't recollect my very first delivery, but I do recollect my very first difficult case I ever saw, which was a case of postpartum hemorrhage. And I was a very young doctor then, and I had never been taught how to do a bimanual. I had only seen it done in pictures. But I tried my hands doing the bimanual, and I recollect keeping that woman alive. It was the worst day of my life. We had 2 very bad PPHs. No sooner had I sent that patient to theater, when I came back, a second one was in the same situation.
I felt this sharp pain running through my back. And for a second, I thought I would never walk again. It was as if I was just paralyzing, you know. I screamed and said something was going wrong with me. Of course, because this was not my first child, and for me, that was a very strange feeling. So they called in the gynecologist. At this point, I was looking really bad, you know. And so I remember the gynecologist telling me to relax a little bit. And as I said, I was in terrible, 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 terrible pain at this time. They quickly moved in, did their things. And then I suddenly felt that I wanted to push, you know. And he said to me, in fact, the midwives were saying, no, I should hold on because I had to go into the delivery room, you know, but the gynecologist checked and he said, no, I should go ahead and asked me to push. Unfortunately, you know, with one of the worst pains I've ever experienced in my lifetime, somehow the baby came. I was told that the intervals between the second stage and the third stage was 5 minutes, you know. So when my baby came out, I realized he wasn't crying, you know. And so I asked them what the problem was. I said, why isn't my baby crying? And they said he had 2 cords around his neck.
Hey, Kakali. Go and bring me the water, the child's water. Hurry up. You hear what I said?
In the morning, when I wake up at 4:30, then do my house chores, then wake my children up because they'll be going to school at 6:37. So we get up. I bath first, then wake them up. Then I also see to my daughter before going to school. So by 7:30, I have to be in school. I'm a teacher. I teach. Yes, I teach. I teach the JHS. the junior high school, which is the junior high school in Ghana, in Tema here.
In Ghana or in Africa, I can say the women are magicians. They do everything and they do it well. You get up in the morning, you have to see to your children, your husband, before they go to work. After it, you have to come to the market and work. We have more than 3,000 to 4,000 women daily in the market.
Women have so many other things to do other than go to the hospital. And even when they do go to the hospital, they are taking children. And then, as an aside, then they tell the doctor, well, I also have this problem. But they don't always go to the hospital because they are ill. And they keep thinking, it'll go away. I'm talking from experience.
So suddenly, if you, the woman, become self-conscious and you want to go to the hospital to check out if you're okay, you want to go for regular checkup every year, it's seen as you're being selfish.
So I asked myself, what is the point in me dying and bringing somebody into this world? So in this case, it's like things are not fair on the part for women.
So then I heard my baby also cry. I heard the child crying now, and then I asked, and they said it was fine. And I'm like, thank God. After that, they moved me to another room. I was still bleeding. They decided that they had to send me to the theater. They did everything, they could to stop the bleeding. They realized apparently my uterus, they had to take it out. And because again it was an emergency, they cut me from here to here, And he said because that right ovary wouldn't stop bleeding, he just took it off. Then the following day, I woke up, and first thing in the morning, the anesthetist came to the hospital, and he rushed and gave me a big hug, and he said, "Madam, God must really, really, really love you, because at a point we lost you."
I'll come to you.
I became a teacher because I like teaching. I like the job. I like children. So when you teach them, you are so happy teaching them. Yeah, I like the job. So I have more than 200 students. Yes, but I don't teach all of them at a time. Yes, and it's not easy teaching more than 200 students. And we are more than 50 in the class. Our children today, when we go to school, we teach them these health issues. It's in the curriculum that you teach them. So you make sure you teach them so that they can impart, they can use it in their everyday life. Washing of hands, keeping the environment clean, good sanitation and other things. If I had died in the course of this case, in fact, my family would have missed a lot. But I won't be there to take care of the children. Likewise, I wouldn't be around to teach, to impart the knowledge in me to the children.
And you do some work for me.
When a woman dies in a family, everything is destroyed. Everything. The man is totally lost. Her children are lost. We need the women.
I knew someone, a friend, who was in a village and through childbearing lost their life. Why? Because the village in which she was, no healthcare facilities.
So when it comes to people living outside cities where we don't have like tertiary hospital access, it's really not going to be a very good situation for them. We need to make sure that there's access and quick access.
You see women going to the farms, some pregnant with a baby at the back and with firewood on their head or foodstuff on their head, walking barefooted, no health post. And you wonder, so what happens if this woman is due to deliver? What happens when something happens to this woman? You know, she falls sick, or this child, or this man. Where do they go to?
There are some of my pregnant women who are not in this community. They are outside this community, in the villages, far to reach areas. They come by motorbike. The motorbike is very dangerous. The bumping and the roads are not good, especially when it rains. You have to be dodging portals. She can fall. Anything can happen. So that if there's a car available, always I will go. It is my job. I will go and take care of them.
And the doctor really explained to me what my case was. The placenta is down. It's supposed to be up. Then it means I may lose the baby or I will lose my life. So I said, wow, what is happening to me? So it was the third day that my husband rather came and explained to me what had happened. How the nurses were going up and down. Some even fell down in the process of going to bring me blood. So I was told I was giving blood. The doctor came out, shook his head, went inside again. Then, in fact, he was telling me, in fact, it was a very terrible thing. It was very terrible. But by God's grace, I'm alive. And I thank the doctor, Dr. Donko. He made me realize that lives can be saved. Lives can be saved.
Basically, I think we need to channel more money into addressing women's health care. Secondly, we need to educate women to understand that it is important for them to take care of themselves health-wise. We need to understand that it is very important for a woman to go to the labor ward and come back so she can take care of her children. We really need to do something about it because we need the women. Society needs women.
Having gone through what I went through and having felt what it feels like to die, and the helplessness, of knowing that I was going, just going away. I asked them, are you people going to watch me die? What will happen to my children? Who is going to take care of my children? And all I was trying to do was to have a child. I wasn't doing anything. And if our counterparts in America and in Europe are having children safely, why can't we in the 21st century? I think it's a matter of priority and commitment. Women should not die just trying to have life. If I died, I would just have been statistics. And it's easy to talk about statistics. And it's easy to say we are reducing maternal mortality from 50 to 30. It's easy to talk about figures. But we are people. It's one life. Just one life.
I asked myself, if maybe I were to be in the village somewhere, no access to the hospital, maybe I would have died just like that. I would have died. But since now I was in the city, maybe I had access to health care. That has contributed to me being alive now. Yes. So I would say that the health system should be improved. And if it is improved and things are done well, people's lives will be saved. Yes, people's lives will be saved. Having been on the verge of dying and I'm still alive, in fact, it has changed my perception about life a whole lot. I'm even now more caring in a very passionate way.